Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 2016 Pennant race is on the air. Today's date is September 10th, 2016. We got a big one here. We are at Comerica Park, a big American League interdivision matchup between the Baltimore Orioles and the Detroit Tigers. Both teams come into this game with a record of 76 and 64. But both teams, however, have a different path to the postseason. Let's take a look at the standings. In the American League East, the Red Sox have a 6-game lead on the Blue Jays to win the division. Baltimore is 1 back of Toronto for second. The Yankees are 7 back of second place. Right now, I don't think the Yankees will figure. In the American League Central, the Detroit Tigers, 9 back of the Cleveland Indians. They're not going to catch them, I don't think. But all the Tigers have to do is just get above 500, and they'll make the postseason. The American League West, the Texas Rangers have a 5.5-game lead on the Mariners for first. The Houston Astros have been slumping, and they are now 3 back of the Mariners for second. The Astros are also under 500 at this time, so they got to win games, if anything, to even have a shot at the postseason. In the National League East, the Washington Nationals have a 10-game lead on the Mets. The Nationals should clinch that division soon. The Mets have surged ahead, and as I said, the Marlins have started to struggle, as they actually did later in the 2016 season. They are now 3 back of the Mets for second place, as the Mets have taken over that position. But of course, the pennant race is not over yet. Mets got to continue to win games to make sure they stay ahead. National League Central. The Chicago Cubs' magic number is 6. So they could actually clinch the division tonight with 3 wins and Pittsburgh with 3 losses. But 1 win, however, will clinch a playoff spot for the Cubs. The St. Louis Cardinals at one point were about 2 back of the Pirates, but now they have dropped to 5.5 back of Pittsburgh. It doesn't look like the Cardinals will figure any further. National League West, the San Francisco Giants, a 5-game lead on the Dodgers. If they have been struggling, and the Giants now have a good chance to win the National League West. Historically, the Dodgers won that division. The Giants wound up in the wild card game. It may switch here in the pennant race. So that is your standings at the moment for tonight's game. Brian Patterson, David Vega, and Craig Scarborough join us here at Comerica Park. The Orioles historically won this game 11-3. They had 12 hits, and the Tigers had 8 hits. But we all know that Inside Pitch has a mind of its own. And that's what makes this game so exciting. Realistic, accurate, and just excitement. There is no other game like it on the tabletop. Of course, that is my opinion. Don't want to bash any other games. But this is the game to play, and that's why I chose it. So, a big matchup between the Orioles and the Tigers. I'm pretty sure Chuck Rawlings, if he can make tonight's game, will join us, as he is our resident Tigers fan. So, without further ado, let's get to tonight's game. Starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers tonight, Jordan Zimmerman. First time we've seen him. 9 wins, 7 losses, a 4.87 ERA, 66 strikeouts, and 26 walks. And so pretty much, that's not a 4.87 ERA, not one of Detroit's better pitchers that year. We are at Comerica Park. 208 home runs, a 264 batting average. I'm going to say Comerica Park is neutral, but it favors hitters. I'm going to say it's a neutral park, but does favor hitters a little better, even though it's got 208 home runs. I'm going to say it's neutral, but favors hitters. That's how I'm going to say Comerica Parker is. And there is Chuck Rawlings to join us here at Comerica Park. So we are all set and ready to go. I was actually waiting for Chuck to show up because I know he does not want to miss a Tigers game. All Detroit has to do, pretty much, get over 500, and they'll get in the postseason. Baltimore trails the Blue Jays by 1. Very important game for the Orioles. By the way, for you wondering, Baltimore has a record of 3-2 on the board. Detroit is 5-0. The Tigers have not lost a game on the board at all this postseason, this regular season. But we all know how much that means. Nothing, because the Boston Red Sox in 1988, in my 88 replay, didn't lose a single game on the board, and they got crushed in the postseason. But let's see what happens tonight in tonight's big game in the pennant race. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Orioles, center fielder Pac-Man Adam Jones. 265 average, 29 homers, 83 RBIs. We're going to use blue, white, and blue dice. Tigers are the home team. A good crowd here at Comerica Park for a big matchup between the Birds and the Cats. What happens tonight? Let's see what Inside Pitch has to say. Zimmerman, 2-1. That's at the park. Comerica Park, 1-3, and that's a ground ball hit to first. And that will be taken care of by Miggy. And he will take it himself for out number 1. Next batter, second baseman Jonathan Scope. 267 average, 25 homers, 82 RBIs. Zimmerman, a 1-4, strikeout 3, and he got him. Swing and a miss, struck him out. First strikeout for Zimmerman. 2 away. And of course, there were 14 runs historically scored in this game, which means we'll probably get a pitcher's duel. Third baseman Manny Machado is up next. 294 average, 37 homers, 96 RBIs. Right now, I think Machado already is in the Hall of the Very Good. Still has a shot for Hall of Fame. Zimmerman, 5-5. That is a blank. Machado, 5-6. That's a fly ball hit to left field. And Justin Upton will get over there, and he will make the catch. 1, 2, 3, go the Birds, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles tonight, Ubaldo Jimenez, 8 wins, 12 losses, 1 save, a 5.44 ERA, 125 strikeouts and 71 walks. So he does have control issues, and we'll see what he does tonight against the Cats. Leading off for the Big D, second baseman Ian Kinsler, 288 average, 28 homers, 83 RBIs. Jimenez will go ahead and pitch. Jimenez, 4-2, that's at the park. Comerica Park, 1-2, and that's ground out to first base. And it will be Chris Davis getting to that. And he'll take it himself, so 1 out. Next up is the center fielder, Cameron Maybin. One of his better years, although he didn't have that many great years, but 2016, even though he played in half the games, not a bad year for Maybin. 315 average, 4 homers, 43 RBIs. Jimenez will pitch. 4-2, that's at the park. Comerica Park, 3-6, and he popped that one up behind the plate. That's going to be a pop out to the catcher, and Matt Wieters will get to it for out number 2. Next batter will be the first baseman, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time, first baseman Miguel Cabrera, 316 average, 38 homers, 108 RBIs. He will go on his first ballot, and he better get 100% of the vote. Jimenez, 1-5. That's a walk plus, and he'll walk Cabrera on a 7. So a first walk given up by Jimenez. And now we'll see the Detroit designated hitter, Victor Martinez, 289 average, 27 homers, 86 RBIs in 16. Woodman, 5-6-4, joins us here at Comerica Park. Strategy roll, nothing on the 6. Cabrera is mud. He's not going anywhere. Jimenez, 6-6, strikeout 5. He got him. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Nothing across except a walk. And no score after 1. And I got to call a quick timeout on the field. So stay put for 1 moment. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Had to real quick handle a quick my business. Scooty 007 joins us here at Comerica Park. We will go to the top of the second inning. Leading off for the Orioles will be their first baseman, Chris Davis. 221 average, 38 homers, 84 RBIs. Zimmerman, let's see, a 1-4 strikeout. The 18, that's going to miss. Davis, 1-2, that's a ground out to short. It will be handled by Jose Iglesias, and he will throw that over for out number 1. Next batter is the right fielder, Mark Trumbo. 256 average, 47 bombs, 108 RBIs. Trumbo was a beast that year. Zimmerman, 1-2, that is a blank. Trumbo, 1-1, and that's a fly ball hit to deep center, but it will be Cameron Maben getting to that, and that is out number 2. That business just can't wait sometime. Well, no, it wasn't what you think it was. Sometimes you don't wash your mouth out completely. Next batter will be Steve Pearce. Pearce started the year with the Tampa Bay Rays. He is now on the Orioles, and he is in left field for this game. 288 average, 13 homers, 35 RBIs. So Pearce is in left field. Zimmerman, 5-3, that is a blank. Pearce, 2-3, and that is a fly to right. And getting over there will be J.D. Martinez. And Zimmerman is off to a good start. 1, 2, 3, go the Birds. We'll go to the bottom of inning 2. Sometimes you need to wash your mouth. Bottom of the second, leading off for the Tigers will be the right fielder, J.D. Martinez. He had a pretty good year in 2016. 307 average, 22 homers, 68 RBIs. Jimenez will go ahead and pitch as Philip Reynolds joins us here at Comerica Park. Jimenez, 1-5. That is a walk plus. That is a 1, and he couldn't have thrown that ball any badly. And Martinez will get a leadoff walk. Now we'll see the left fielder, Justin Upton. 246 average, 31 homers, 87 RBIs. Infield is at double play depth. Martinez did have a stolen base, and he is not getting one there. Upton, let's see. Nope, ain't gonna be no hit and runs. Jimenez will be pitching. Jimenez, 6-2. That's a walk plus, and that'll be another ball 4. And now the Tigers have something going on here in the bottom of the second. So already 2 walks. Third walk issued by Jimenez. I told you he had some control issues. And that'll bring up the catcher, a player with one of the longest names in baseball history, Jared Saltalamacchia. 171 average, 12 homers, 38 RBIs. Played a little bit over half the games for the Tigers that year. Anything on the strat? The 14 says no. Jimenez in a jam. This game is more important for the Orioles than it is for the Tigers. They are 1 back of the Blue Jays for second. Jimenez, 1-3, strikeout. He'll get him Saltalamacchia on an 11, and that is his second K. After further review with Steve Tower joins us here at Comerica Park. Good to see you there, Steve. You wish the Red Sox would get a better like J.D. Martinez. Oh, wait. As Baseball with the Demos joins us here at Comerica Park. Check out his pretty good game that he did today for his 75 NBC Game of the Week. Next up for the Tigers will be Eric Ibar. He started the season with the Atlanta Braves. He is now on the Tigers. He is at third base tonight. 243 average, 3 homers, 35 RBI. So Ibar will go ahead and get the play. Nothing on the 13. Jimenez will pitch. Jimenez, 3-4. That is a walk plus. But that 19 is going to be too high. Ibar becomes an 18. 19 is too high. By the way, Comerica Park, no adjustments to anything. Just kind of shows you how little bland that ballpark is. Ibar gets the swing, 4-3, but he hits a fly ball to right field. That's going to be caught by Trumbo. That is out number 1, J.D. Martinez, base runner 2, hit to right, -1. And Trumbo a +1. A 1-2. Martinez will get to third, but he won't. He'll stay where he is. And that is out number 2. As Doug Hunt joins us here at Comerica Park. And Michael Silva. Good to see you there, sir. Who I call him the architect because he makes all the great ballparks for Out of the Park and Action PC Baseball. Shortstop Jose Iglesias is up next for the Tigers. 255 average, 4 homers, 32 RBIs. Nothing on the strat. Can the Tigers go ahead and get a run here in the bottom of the second? Jimenez, 5-4. That's at the park. Comerica Park. 1-5, and that is a ground ball to short. That'll be taken by J.J. Hardy, and he's going to go the short way to get Upton, and that is going to retire the side. Nothing across except a couple of walks. The Tigers strand a couple of base runners. No score after 2. A question there for you, Dave, at Baseball Demos. How come you're not using the same board I am? I just wondered why you decided to go back to use the payoff pitch board. Not that I'm complaining. I just thought maybe you would be using that board more often. That's all. You know, I think it works for any game that you use, especially for the cards that you use. So I'm just surprised why you went back to that board. Michael Silva, a question that you kind of asked, I think. A question that you asked, Michael. I think you asked, what was it? Was that you? No, that was Sports Time Machine. But Michael, you wanted to know how my selection show works, because I do have the Inside Pitch Season Selection Show, which I do right before I start the current season's World Series. I have selection shows on my channel. Okay, they're all saved. Okay, for every season that was done. All you have to do is probably type in the search bar selection, and every selection show should come up. If you watch one of those, you'll see exactly how it's done. Although this year, however, I am changing I'm changing something that will make it a little bit more interesting for the season to be selected. What that is, I'm not telling you guys yet. You have to wait till the show. But I've already come down with it, so I've already decided that's how I'm going to do it. So you guys will find out how the new seasons will be selected from now on. Your votes still matter, by the way. You still will be voting, but we will be doing these things a little differently. You prefer the pop board, you may go back to Big Board next Saturday's game, which you may need to record a time. Okay, no problem there, Dave. Remember, Dave at Baseball Demos is the opposite of me, where I'm excitable. Yeah, I was wondering what next game was. You didn't tell us. It's the Red Sox and the Brewers. Okay, cool. I look forward to that one. Baseball Demos is the opposite of me, where I'm loud and excitable. He is calm and collected. That's why he and I make such a great team together doing this, because where he just is laid back and rolling, I get right into the game. Not that he doesn't. He certainly does. That's why he and I make a nice 1-2 punch. We go to the top of the third, and leading off for the Orioles will be the third baseman. That's the Baltimore designated hitter, Pedro Alvarez. 249 average, 22 homers, and 49 RBIs. No score here, top of the third. Zimmerman, 6-3, strikeout 2, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is strikeout number 2. And yes, Baseball Demo says there is a Bill Swift sighting. Steeler fan is not in the chat yet. I will make sure as soon as I see him, he will be informed, because I know he does not want to miss a Bill Swift game. Catcher Matt Wieters is next, and he's 243 average, 17 homers, 66 RBIs in 16. Zimmerman, 1-3, error on a throw. Wieters, 4-3. That's going to be a fly out the left. It will be Upton getting to that, and he'll put it away, 2 down. Next up is the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. 269 average, 9 homers, 48 RBIs for the O's. Played in about 2/3 of the games for Baltimore that year. Zimmerman, 3-3 against the righty. That's going to be a base hit right past the pitcher, and Hardy will get the first base. So he gets the first hit of the game for the Orioles, and he will get the first, and it will bring up Pac-Man. Jones is 0 for 1. 2 outs here. Hardy had no stolen bases, and he ain't going to get any here. Zimmerman will go ahead and pitch. Zimmerman, 5-4. Wild pitch, 15. Nope, that is ball 1. Zimmerman will go ahead and get it. Zimmerman again, 4-4. Possible error. Jones, 3-2. That's a fly ball to center field. That ball is hit to Cameron Maybin. His error rating is a 3. That's a 3. He's going to misplay the ball, and it's going to bounce off his glove and roll away, and that is going to be an error on Maybin. That is going to be an error on Maybin, so it's a fly-out error to center field. And let's see, I want to check something out here. With 2 out, roll 1d6 versus base runners of on. If roll is higher, then base runners advance 2 base only, otherwise 3. There are 2 outs. So J.J. Hardy has a base running rating of 1. Maybin a +2 arm. He is lousy. A 1-3. Hardy is going to score on the error, and he will. Hardy will come around, and he will score. And that is a 2, and Jones will take, I believe he goes to second, or does he go to third? Let me see here. If higher than base, 1 base, otherwise 2 bases. Nope, Jones gets to second. What a huge error on Maybin in center field, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead. Wow, he misplayed it, and they're going to call an error. That's going to be an E8. That'll put Jones on second. First error on the Tigers. They did not have any errors in the game, and it is 1-0 in favor of the Orioles on a huge error by Cameron Maybin. And now the batter is Scope. Scope is 0 for 1. 1-0 favor of the Orioles. A bad error, which allows a run to score. Nothing on the 18. Jones on at second. Zimmerman, 5-3. That is a blank. Scope, 3-5, and that's a fly ball hit to left. And Justin Upton will get to that one with no problem and retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 very big error on Cameron Maybin. And the Orioles have taken a quick 1-0 lead here as we go to the bottom of the third. J.J.'s son's called the Hardy Boys. It's not that bad there, Dave. I'll accept that. And yes, we must go ahead and state that we did lose, rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. 76 years old. He died of lymphoma, as far as I found out from the internet. That's what ended his life. So I know for a fact he has finally reached Margaritaville and enjoying his cheeseburger in paradise. So I'm pretty sure, and of course, come Monday, we'll all be all right. Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. And that man, definitely, if anybody here I'm pretty sure everyone will agree that he was a musical icon. I'm pretty much sure you guys will agree with that. Bottom of the third, leading off for the Tigers will be Ian Kinsler. He is 0 for 1. 1-0 favor of the Orioles. A bad error by Cameron Maybin. Jimenez, 6-1. That's a possible error. Kinsler, 2-1. And that's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Machado. His error rating is a 5. That's a 9. He'll get that and toss it over for the out. And that will be the first out. His shows were epic. Yes, they were. Now the batter is Maybin. He gets a few boos from the crowd. And now he's got to see if he can make up for the error, which allowed the Orioles to take a quick 1-0 lead. Jimenez, 5-3. Against the righty, that is a blank. Maybin, 3-5. That's a ground out to second base. And Jonathan Scope will get to that one and toss it over. Next batter is Miggy. Miggy walked his first time up. Jimenez with the pitch. 5-6 against the righty. That is a blank. Cabrera, 2-3. Base hit. He'll slap that into left field. And that will be a single for the Tigers. That's their first hit of the game. And he will hold at first. And it will bring up V-Mart. Martinez 0 for 1. Miguel Cabrera, of course, is mud. Not going anywhere. Jimenez, they'll go ahead and pitch. Jimenez, 5-5, strikeout. The 15 is high. Martinez, 1-6, and he hits one to right field. That is a 5, and against the righty, that will be a single to right. Cabrera with 2 outs, base runner 2. Single to right, +3, a 1-5. He'll get to third, and he will. So Cabrera goes in, slides into third base, although it's a very interesting slide considering how big and chunky he is. But he will get to third on a single by V-Mart. And now it's a chance for J.D. Mart to try to bring him in. J.D. Martinez walked his first time up. Anything on the strat? The 16 says no. Jimenez now with runners at the corners here. And he will pitch. Jimenez, 3-4. That is a walk plus. That's a 17. That will walk Martinez. And now the bases are full of cats. So bases are now loaded. Second time Martinez has been walked. That is the 4th walk by Jimenez. And a big chance for Justin Upton. And he walked his first time up. So the fans here at Comerica Park on their feet, hoping for either a bad pitch or a big hit. 1-0 here, bottom of the third. O's lead the Cats 1-0. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 18. And now Jimenez will pitch. And that is a 5-6 against the righty. It's a blank. Upton, 1-6, and it's a ground ball to first. Chris Davis will get that. He'll call off Jimenez. He will jump on the bag, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, and a walk. But the Tigers unable to get anything across, and will go at the end of 3. The O's have a 1-0 lead. As Chuck Rawlings already brings out the rigged sign. You're supposed to wait. You're supposed to wait until the end of the game to say the game is rigged. Because now you said the game is rigged. So now if the Tigers come back and win, you already said the game is rigged. So, you just kind of contradicted yourself. Something like that. Here's Manny Machado. He'll lead off for the Birds. He's 0 for 1 as we start the top of the 4th. Zimmerman, 2-3, strikeout. The 13 is high. Machado, 5-1. That's a fly ball hit to center field. Maben, he'll get to that and make the play. Davis is next, and he is 0 for 1. Zimmerman with the pitch. 2-3, strikeout, 6, swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Zimmerman, 2 away. Here it comes Trumbo. Trumbo 0 for 1. Zimmerman, a 6-4. That is a blank. Trumbo, 5-5. Line drive it right to third. Ibar puts up his glove. Pop, goes right in it. And that retires the side. Nice job by Zimmerman. 1, 2, 3, go the Orioles. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Again, another low-scoring game. As I said, there were 14 runs historically scored in this ball game. We're already going to the bottom of the 4th, and only 1 run has been scored. The base is loaded with 2 outs, and no run scoring can be rigged too. Here's Jared Saltalamacchia. Salty is 0 for 1, struck out the first time. Jimenez, 3-6. That is a blank. He's not tired. Saltalamacchia, 6-5. He hits one. That's a power hit to right field. That is a 14, and against a righty, that's going to be too high. And getting over there will be Trumbo. He'll have room, and he'll make the play. 1 out. Next batter is Ibar. Ibar 0 for 1. Jimenez with the pitch. 2-1 against the switch left. That is a blank. Ibar, 6-6. That's a ground out to second base. And Jonathan Scope mouthwash will go ahead and get that and turn it over to first. 2 down. And now here's Iglesias. He's 0 for 1. Combined ERA of 10.2, and we only have 1 run scored. Jimenez, 5-1, strikeout 11. That is a little high. Iglesias, 2-2, ground out to first base. And Davis will get to that. He'll hold it himself. And that is another 1-2-3 inning for Ubaldo Jimenez. 1-0 after 4 in this key American League matchup between the O's and the Cats. Again, another pitcher's duel. Steve Pearce will lead off for the O's. He is 0 for 1. Top of the 5th. Zimmerman, 3-3. Against the righty, that's going to be a single past the pitcher as Zimmerman went ahead and put it over the plate. And Pearce is going to get himself a leadoff base hit, so he will get the first. Only the second hit of the ball game for the Orioles. It'll bring up Alvarez. Alvarez is 0 for 1. Infield double play. Pearce not really a threat to do anything, and he won't. Zimmerman, 6-3, strikeout 3, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is the 4th strikeout for Zimmerman. So go ahead and get Alvarez. It'll bring up Wieters. Wieters is 0 for 2. Baseball demos, delete, delete, delete. Pearce on it first. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Zimmerman will go ahead and pitch as Clee baseball fan joins us here at Comerica Park. 1-4, strikeout. That 17 is high. Wieters, 5-4. That's a fly ball hit to right field. And J.D. Martinez, he will get it with no trouble. 2 away. And now Hardy. Hardy got a base hit his first time up and scored on the error made by Mabin. My Basement Media Productions joins us here at Comerica Park. Dr. Nick. And yes, Dr. Nick, we all know about Jimmy Buffett's passing. Yes, rest in peace, the King Parrot Head. As I said to everyone, he has finally left Mexico, has reached Margaritaville, and is now enjoying his cheeseburger in paradise. And come Monday, everything will be all right. I guess it's probably the best way I could do that. Pearce on it first, strategy roll. Nothing on the 18. Zimmerman will pitch. Zimmerman, 1-5. That is a blank. Hardy, 3-2, and that's a grounder to second base. And getting that will be Kinsler, and he'll take care of it and toss it over. And he will retire. And he will retire the side. No runs and a hit. Hold on here. Let me correct that. There was a hit. No runs and a hit for the Orioles. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th as Carlos Yaz joins us here at Comerica Park. Leading off for the Tigers will be Ian Kinsler. He's 0 for 2. Bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Orioles. Another low-scoring game. I'm not 100% sure, but most of the games we've done in this 2016 season have been pretty much low-scoring. We haven't had that many blowouts or that many high-scoring matchups. Jimenez, 6-6, strikeout 4, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is strikeout number 3 for Jimenez, 1 away. And now Mabin. Mabin is 0 for 2. Jimenez, 5-1, strikeout. The 17 is high. Mabin, 1-5, and Mabin kicks up one. He smacks one into left field. It'll shoot the gap. Mabin will wind up on second with a double. So a nice double for Mabin as that gets the tying run into scoring position. And it will bring up Miggy. Miggy is 1 for 1, single and a walk. And now Mabin on at second base, so Jimenez now sees the tying run there. Strategy roll, nothing on the 14. Jimenez, he'll go ahead and pitch. Jimenez, 2-2, home run chance. Righty, 1-15. The 3 is good against the righty. Miggy needs a 15. Does Miguel Cabrera shoot one to the moon? Yep. Pretty far pretty deep and pretty gone. Kaboom! Home run, Miguel Cabrera. The Tigers take the lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! A bad pitch by Ubaldo Jimenez as he goes and pitches Cabrera a basketball, and he slam dunks that into right field. It's 2-1 Tigers. Not good at all, and Jimenez knew it was gone as soon as it left the bat. And now here's Martinez, and he's 1 for 2 with a single. Now 2-1 in favor of the Tigers. Jimenez will pitch. Jimenez 6-2. That's a walk plus. That 15 will walk V-Mart, and he'll trot to first. So now Jimenez is in a little bit of a jam. And let's see, he can pitch to 2 more batters before he tires. And now J.D. Mart is up next, and he's walked twice. Another walk issued by Jimenez. Strategy roll. That is a 4. V-Mart will stay put. Martinez on it first. Bottom of the 5th. Now 2-1 Tigers. Jimenez with the pitch. A 1-4. That is a range play at the park. Comerica 4-5. That is a single past second, but that is a range play for Jonathan Scope. His range is a 3, but a double play depth, it's a 2. Nope, it'll be a base hit. Martinez, however, does not have the speed. And with a base runner of 1, he will automatically stop at second, and a single for J.D. Mart. So now the Tigers looking to go ahead and get something going, and here comes Upton. Upton is 0 for 1 with a walk. Jimenez will pitch to Upton here. Tigers looking to get some more runs. Strategy, nothing on the 19. Jimenez will go ahead and pitch. Jimenez, 4-6. That is a range play. Upton, 4-6. It's a fly ball hit to left field. That ball is hit to Steve Pearce. In left field, his range is a 2. And he'll make the catch. What a job by Steve Pearce to make a nice play out there in left. And that'll be out number 2. Victor Martinez will automatically stay at second base. And now Salty. Salty is 0 for 2. But now there are 2 outs. Jimenez is now tired, but they're going to let him pitch here to see if he can get out of the inning. Fans here at Comerica Park would love to see another hit. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 14. Jimenez sets up and he will pitch. Jimenez, 5-5, strikeout 20. That will miss. Salty, 5-1, and that is a ground ball to short. Taken care of there by Hardy. He's going to throw to second to get the out, and that will retire the side. 2 runs on 3 hits. A 2-run bomb by Miggy, and the Tigers are taking a 2-1 lead here after 5. I got a question for Chuck Rawlings. Where do you rate Miggy on the Tigers in Tigers franchise history? Now, I know you're looking at players like Ty Cobb and all that. Where do you rank him? How close is he to Cobb or Al Kaline or, where do you rate Miggy, in the Tiger franchise? Where do you put him? He is one of the GOATs. I don't care what anybody says. Miguel Cabrera is one of the greatest of all time, and he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he should get a lot of votes. He should get a high percentage of votes. We go to the top of the 6th. You say number 2 behind K-Line. Okay. So top of the 6th inning, Pac-Man Adam Jones will lead off. He is 0 for 2, but reached on an error. Zimmerman. He's still got plenty in the tank for a little bit. He'll pitch the top of the 6th inning. 2-1. Zimmerman with the pitch. Zimmerman, 3-2. Strikeout. The 20 is high. Pac-Man, 2-6. Fly out to center field. And Maben will go ahead and get to that for the out. Next up is Scope. Scope is 0 for 2. Zimmerman, a 5-6 range play at the park. Comerica, 2-1, ground ball, second base. The ball is hit to Kinsler. He was pretty good. His range is a 4. Nope, but he'll just be out of his reach, and that'll be a single, and Scope will get the first. Tough play there for Ian Kinsler as Scope goes ahead and just hits it right past him and now gives Machado a chance. Machado was 0 for 2. Yes, there was a Pac-Man Jones in the NFL as well. Yes, there was. 1 out, infield double play depth, strategy roll, and nothing on the 12. Scope will stay put. Zimmerman with the pitch. 1-2, that is a blank. Machado, 6-5, base hit, left field. That'll be a single for Machado. Will Scope get the third? Base runner 3, single to left, -1, a 1-2, and he will not. They will hold him at second base. As left fielder Justin Upton throws it in there, and they decide to hold Scope at second. But now that brings up the very dangerous Chris Davis. And Davis is 0 for 2. You kind of think he is due. Davis 0 for 2. Yeah, I know the Adam Jones wasn't named Pac-Man, but RJL is doing it. That's correct. I know he wasn't known as Pac-Man, but I call him that just because there was a Pac-Man Jones. Runners at first and second here. Fans here at Comerica Park a little nervous. Zimmerman hoping he can get it done. Strategy roll, nothing on the 11. 1 out, top of the 6, 2-1 Tigers. Zimmerman, 4-1 against the lefty. That's going to be an out, and it's going to be a fly ball to left, and Upton will come under it and get it, and that is out number 2. Scope will stay at second base automatically, even though he has a base running rating of 3. A fly out to left, automatic, just the modification brings him down to a 0. I don't care what the arm rating is. He will stay at second base. That's kind of a house rule I use. Even though left fielder is Upton, he has a +1 arm, but I will hold Scope. So now the batter is Trumbo. Trumbo is 0 for 2. 2 men down now. Zimmerman trying to get out of the jam. Fans here at Comerica cheering him on. That is a 1. Nothing happening. Scope will stay at second. Machado on at first. Zimmerman pitching pretty well tonight. He will make the pitch. Zimmerman, 2-4. That is a blank. Trumbo, 6-1 against the righty. That's going to be a base hit past the shortstop, and that will be a single. Scope will come around from second. He will score. Machado, past the shortstop. He will have to hold at second base. Trumbo gets an RBI single. This game is tied. Stadium groans. RBI single from Mark Trumbo now makes this game a 2-2 tie. And now here's Pierce, and Pierce is 1 for 2. So now Machado on at second, and that is a 20. Zimmerman turns around, fires to second base. Nope, Machado will get back. Now Zimmerman will concentrate on Pierce. Zimmerman, 2-4. That is a blank. Pierce, 2-5. And that is a ground ball to first base. Miggy will go ahead and get it. He'll call off Zimmerman, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 3 hits. For the Orioles, we are tied at 2, going into the bottom of inning number 6. Leading off for the Tigers will be Eric Ibar. He is 0 for 2. They got switch right. That's going to be it for Jimenez. He will come out of the game, and the Orioles will go to the bullpen. And I think they're going to go with a righty. And coming on to pitch for the Orioles will be Brad Brock. 10 wins, 4 losses, 2 saves, a 2.05 ERA. Brock will come on, and he will pitch to Ibar. Brock, he can pitch to 4 batters. So let's see what happens. So bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 2. Brad Brock's Chocolates will go ahead and pitch. Brock, 4-1, range play. Ibar, 3-5. That's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Davis. His range is a 4, and he's not going to get it, and that's going to be a base hit for Ibar as he hits. There was no way Davis was going to get that one. It is a leadoff single. Now Iglesias. Iglesias is 0 for 2. Infield is at double play. Ibar does not get anything. He will stay put. He will stay put. Actually, the hit and run comes up, but I'm not going to do that here. Ibar not very good at stealing bases. Brock will go ahead and pitch. Brock, 2-2 against the righty. Strikeout plus, and that 16 is going to miss. Iglesias, 6-4, and that is a base hit to left field for Iglesias. It's a single. Ibar, base runner 3, single to left, -1, a 1-2. Ibar gets the third, and he does not. As the left fielder, Pierce, goes ahead and guns that in, and they will hold Ibar at second base. So now the Tigers got something going on, and the batter is Kinsler. Kinsler is 0 for 3, but you kind of think he's due. Infield still at double play. Runners at first and second now for the Tigers. Tied at 2 here. Strategy. Nothing on the 9. Brock will go ahead and pitch. Brock, 4-4. That is a walk plus, and that 14 will walk Kinsler. Bases loaded. No one out. So now the fans have really gotten excited. Bases loaded now. Cameron Maben is up next. He doubled his last time up, 1 for 3. The infield will play in. And now the Tigers have a very good chance to try to get some runs and take the lead. So bases loaded here. Brad Brock, he'll pitch to Maben. He's already passed his 3-batter limit, but they'll let him stay out there. Fans here at Comerica hoping for a hit. Nothing on the 12. Brock will go ahead and he will pitch. Brock, 6-5 against the righty. That's going to be an out. And it will be a fly ball to right field. Going after it is Trumbo. He will make the catch. Maben, sacrifice fly of 1. Nope. Ibar, base runner 3. Trumbo +1 arm, a 1-4. Ibar scores. No, nobody scores. 1 out. Wow, Maben could not get it deep enough. And that is a fly out to right, 1 down. And now the batter is Miggy. And Miggy hit a bomb his last time up. He's 2 for 2, a single and a home run and a walk. And now Brock is tired. Question is, I think you got to take him out because a fatigue result will bring an automatic run. Let's see what the Orioles want to do here. And let's see. Brock is one of the best relievers Baltimore has. I'm going to take my chances with him here. Brock is going to stay out there. He is tired, but he's going to go ahead and say he can go ahead and I can maybe get out Miggy. Tied at 2, bottom of the 6th. Infield is still in. Strategy, nothing on the 4. Nobody's moving. Brock looks in at Cabrera, and here comes the deal. Brock, 3-4. That is a walk plus. That 18 is good, and the Tigers take the lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! He will walk in a run, and the Tigers now take a 3-2 lead. Second time Cabrera has been walked. The batter now is Victor Martinez. That will be it for Brad Brock. He will come out. And now Victor Martinez will come out there. And let's see who they got here. They still got switch right. And the Orioles will bring on another righty. Coming on to pitch for the Orioles will be Michael Givens. 8 wins, 2 losses, no saves, a 3.13 ERA. Givens will now be the third Oriole pitcher. So bases loaded here, 1 out, but now a 3-2 Tiger lead. Comerica Park, Victor Martinez can hit the long ball as well. Strategy, nothing on the 10. Givens will pitch. Givens, 1-4, strikeout 5, he got him. He gets V-Mart on a K. And that is out number 2. Can the Orioles get out of it only giving up a run? Now J.D. Mart. And he is 1 for 1, a single and 2 walks. Givens with the pitch. Givens, 5-3 against the righties. Strikeout plus 19. He got him. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. And the inning is over. The Tigers get 1 run on 2 hits and a couple of walks. And you feel they should have gotten more than that. But they do have the lead now. It's 3-2 after 6. Top of the 7th coming up. Pedro Alvarez leads off for the Orioles. He is 0 for 2. Jordan Zimmerman is tired. They got a left switch right coming up. Chuck, do you want to make a pitching change? He is tired. I think you would here. I think you would. I think Zimmerman would come out in this situation. I think he did his job. So I think I'm going to take him out. Zimmerman's going to come out of the game. Tigers are going to go to the bullpen. This is 2016, not the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. So they will go ahead and go to the bullpen. And they got left switch right. So let's see what they're going to do here. And Alvarez, he hits anybody. The switch is what? Wieters is I think I'm going to bring in a righty. Coming on to pitch for the Tigers is going to be Alex Wilson. 4 wins, no losses, no saves, a 2.96 ERA. Wilson will come in to pitch. He can pitch to 5 until he tires. So Alex Wilson will now show up for the Tigers. Pedro Alvarez will lead off. Top of the 7th, 3-2. Both teams need the game, but I think the Orioles need it more. Wilson, 5-5, range play at the park. Comerica, 4-1. That's a home run to center field against the righty. Alvarez needs a 16. That's a 6. The range play won't matter. Kaboom! Pretty high, pretty deep, and pretty gone. Home run, Pedro Alvarez. This game is tied. Stadium groans. That wasn't a bad pitch. That was just Alvarez getting all of it. It was a pretty good slider, but Alvarez went down and got it. And Comerica Park just took it out into center field. And we're tied at 3. Now the batter is Wieters. Wieters is 0 for 2. Tied at 3 now between the Orioles and the Tigers. Wilson, 3-4 against the switch left. That is a blank. Wieters, 4-1, ground out to short. It'll be handled by Iglesias, and he'll toss it over for the out. 1 out. Next batter is Hardy. Hardy is 1 for 2 with a single. You bird brain. Wilson with the pitch. Wilson, 3-5, walk. The 17 is high. Hardy, 6-2, fly out to center field. Maben will come back a little bit. Now he's going to move backwards a little bit, but he'll make it 2 down. Misjudged it out there for a quick second. Next batter is Jones. Jones is 0 for 3, but reached on an error. Wilson sets up against Jones. And now the pitch. Wilson, 5-6 against the righty. That is a blank. Jones, 6-6, base hit right past second base. And Jones gets his first hit of the ball game. And now the go-ahead run is on first. It will bring up Scope. Scope is 1 for 3. Jones had 2 stolen bases. That's a 9. He won't go anywhere. Wilson will set up against Scope. Hoping for a good pitch as the Tiger fans here. Wilson, a 6-1, strikeout 1, swing and a miss, strike out, and the inning is over. 1 run on 2 hits, a solo bomb by Pedro Alvarez, and we're tied at 3 here. Going into the bottom of the 7th, we are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I will be right back. Don't forget, we have 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game, a very important 10-minute ticker, but then again, they all are. Tomorrow night will be September 13th, and we're going to go to Nationals Park for a very important National League matchup. It will be my New York Mets taking on the Washington Nationals. Noah Syndergaard will go up against A.J. Cole. The Mets trying to stay ahead of the Marlins. The Nationals trying to clinch the National League East. So a big matchup tomorrow night at Nationals Park. The Mets and the Nationals. That will be tomorrow night on Inside Pitch. So the best team in baseball history, my New York Mets, will play tomorrow night. Bottom of the 7th inning here, leading off for the Big D will be Justin Upton, and he is 0 for 2 with a walk. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Givens, he can pitch to 3 more batters, and he is going to pitch. So Michael Givens will start on the mound for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 7th. Givens, 4-4 against the righty, strikeout plus, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is the 3rd straight strikeout for Givens, 1 down. As Givens was a strikeout pitcher, he had 96 Ks in 74 innings in 2016. Would have been nice if he had done something like that for the Mets last year, but then again, Billy Epler, the Met GM, stinks. Here's Salty. Salty Lamacchia is 0 for 3. Givens, 1-4, strikeout 6, and he got him, struck him out. 4th straight strikeout for Givens. Next batter is Ibar. Ibar is 1 for 3. He'll bat. Givens. He'll go ahead and he will pitch. Givens, 2-2. That's a walk plus. That 4 will be ball 4. So he does go ahead and strike out the batters, but he does a walk to Ibar. Now he is tired. And the batter now is Iglesias. Iglesias is 1 for 3. Tied at 3 here, bottom of the 7th. Strategy, nothing on the 5. Ibar will stay put. Givens is tired, but he will pitch. Givens, 4-3 against the righty. That's a blank. Iglesias, 4-3. Ground ball, second base. And that'll be picked up by Scope. He's going to throw to first to get Iglesias. And that retires the side. Nothing across except a walk. Still tied at 3 after 7. And a good ball game here for Saturday night. Hope you guys watched some college football. How about Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes going to TCU and beating them? And you know who called that? Actually, I did, because I actually made a little wager on the game. That was the best game of the day, by the way. All the other games so far stunk. There are some games I'll watch at the end of the night when I get done with this with our stream. But that was the best game. I was very happy I watched that game. Welcome back, college football. Give me more. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Manny Machado leads off for the Orioles. He is 1 for 3. Wilson is tired. That'll be it for him. The Tigers will go to the bullpen. And they got right switch, right, left, right. So the Tigers are going to bring on a righty. Wow, really? Tiger bullpen does have some issues. It is the 8th inning, but I'm going to go with what I got here. Coming on to pitch for the Tigers is going to be Mark Lowe. 1 win, 3 losses, a 7.11 ERA. But Lowe's going to come on to pitch here because he has the most relief appearances right now of the Tiger players are in the bullpen. So Mark Lowe will pitch to Machado here to start the top of the 8th, tied at 3. Lowe, 3-2, range play. Machado, 6-2, base hit past short, but it's a range play for Iglesias. He's good. His range is a 4. That is a 2. Nice play by Iglesias, and he throws to first to get Machado 1 away. That is a web gem. He went ahead and took a single away from Machado. 1 down. The batter now is Davis. Davis is 0 for 3. Lowe will set up with the pitch. Lowe, 5-2, possible error. Davis, 5-4, line drive right to second. Kinsler puts up his glove. Pop, goes in it. 2 down. No error on lineouts. So 2 away. Close one between West Virginia and Penn State. Who's leading, by the way? Next up now is Trumbo. Trumbo is 1 for 3. Lowe coming out there doing a pretty good job. 3-3 tie here, top of the 8th. Orioles and the Tigers, 14-7. Yeah, I kind of think Penn State should win that. They are at home. Lowe with the pitch. 1-2. Home run chance. Righty. 1-12. The 9 is good. Oh, boy. Trumbo has a 19 against righties. And, well, he pretty much got a hold of that one, and that's going to put the Orioles ahead. Kaboom! High, deep, and gone. Home run, Mark Trumbo. Stadium groans. Bad pitch by Lowe. He gets the first 2 outs, and then he goes ahead and pitches Trumbo a grapefruit. He turns that into fruit salad. It's 4-3 Orioles. The batter will be Pierce, and Lowe will pitch to him still. And Pierce is 1 for 3. So now a 4-3 lead for the Orioles. Lowe will go ahead and pitch. Lowe, 1-4, strikeout 11. That misses. Pierce, 3-5, and that's a ground ball hit to third. That'll be taken care of by Ibar. And he throws to first to retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit, a solo bomb by Mark Trumbo, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order for the Tigers. Ian Kinsler leads off. He is 0 for 3 with a walk. Givens coming out of the game as the Orioles will go to the bullpen, and the Tigers have 3 straight righties coming up. And let's see who the Orioles are going to bring out to pitch. And it is going to be Coming on to pitch for the Orioles will be Tommy Hunter. Hunter started the season with the Cleveland Indians. He is now on the Orioles. 2 wins, 2 losses, no saves, a 3.18 ERA. So Hunter now will be the 4th Oriole pitcher. And he will pitch to Kinsler here in the bottom of the 8th. 4-3. Hunter with the pitch. Hunter, 2-6, strikeout 7, swing and a miss, struck him out. 1 away. Kinsler is out. Now the batter is Mabin. And Mabin is 1 for 4, has a double. Hunter, he'll go ahead and pitch. Hunter, 6-5, that is a blank. Mabin, 3-3, and that's a ground ball to second base. Scope, he will go ahead and get that, toss it over, 2 down. And now Miggy. Cabrera, good night tonight. He is 2 for 2, a home run, a single, and 2 walks. Hunter knows he's got to be careful with Miggy. Fans here at Comerica Park hoping that Miguel can go ahead and get the Tigers back on the tie game. Hunter, 6-3, strikeout 1, not happening. Swing and a miss, steer, right out, and the inning is over. Nice job by Hunter. 1-2-3, go the Cats. 4-3 Orioles after 8. We go to the top of the 9th. New pitcher coming in for the Tigers as Lowe will be done. Pedro Alvarez leads off for the Orioles. He had a home run his last time up. Left switch right. And they are going to go ahead and bring in a righty, I think, in this case. Or do you? Actually, it's a 9th inning. In this case, now the handedness, to my opinion, doesn't care. You got to bring in the best pitcher you may have to use. And I think they will just do that. Yeah, I think so. Coming on to pitch for the Tigers is going to be Kyle Ryan. 4 wins, 2 losses, no saves, a 3.07 ERA. They're going to bring in a lefty instead. So Kyle Ryan will go up against Alvarez to start here at the top of the 9th inning. 4-3 Orioles. Fans here at Comerica hoping Ryan can have a quick inning. Ryan, 4-1, strikeout. The 14 will miss. Alvarez, 5-5, and that's a fly ball to center field. Mabin, he'll go ahead and get to there near the track, but it's out number 1. Next batter is Wieters. Wieters is 0 for 3. Ryan, a 6-3 against the switch right. That's going to be an out. And it will be a ground ball to short, handled by Iglesias. Takes his time, tosses it over, 2 away. And now here's Hardy. Hardy, 1 for 3. Ryan, he'll go ahead and pitch. Ryan, 5-3. That is a range play. Hardy, 6-2. Fly ball center field. It's hit to Mabin. Not great. His range is a 2, and he won't get it. And that's going to be a double. It's going to be over his head, so that's actually had no chance to get it. Hardy will put on the Jets. He will chugging along at a base running rating of 1, but that's going to be good enough. He'll get to second. So a 2-out double by Hardy. Now the batter is Jones. And Jones, he is 1 for 4, a single and reached on an error. And they're going to let him bat. So Hardy on at second base, 2 outs. A chance here for the Orioles to get a little bit of distance. Strategy rolls are still active. Nothing on the 4. Hardy stays where he is. Ryan, he'll go ahead and pitch. Ryan, 3-6. That's a range play. Jones, 3-4. That's a base hit to center field. Once again, Mabin called upon to make a range play. It's a single to center, but once again, his range is a 2. And this time, he'll make the catch and retire the side. That turns a fly out to center field. What a play by Cameron Mabin. That might have pretty much probably saved the run. No runs and a hit for the Orioles, and we go to the bottom of the ninth. But will we see some ninth inning magic? As Steeler fan joins us here at Comerica Park. I'd like to let you know, Steeler fan, that baseball with the demos tomorrow, the 1993 replay, there is a Bill Swift sighting. He has Bill Swift pitching for the Giants tomorrow night in his 1993 replay. I know you will not miss that game, so I know you will definitely tune in for another great game with Bill No-Hitter Swift in 1993. So I know, Matt, you'll turn into that. You'll definitely watch your favorite player of all time, Bill No-Hitter Swift. Ain't I right there, Steeler fan? We go to the bottom of the ninth inning here. The Orioles will go to the closer, as they should. And the closer in this game, of course, is Zach Britton. 2 wins, 1 loss, 47 saves, 0.54 ERA. Britton was a machine in 2016. So Zach Britton will come on to try to close for the Orioles here in the bottom of the ninth. Victor Martinez will lead off and he will bat. He is 1 for 3, a single and a walk. So I just thought I'd let you know there, Steeler fan, that Bill Swift is on the mound for Dave at Baseball Demos. I know you're not going to want to miss Bill Swift. Britton will go ahead and pitch to V-Mart. Fans here at Comerica Park hoping for some ninth inning magic. Britton, 1-3, wild pitch, ball 1. He had a lot of wild pitches in 2016. Hence, look at all the wilds on the card. He was all over the place. They'll try again. Britton, 5-6, strikeout 12. That will miss. Martinez, 5-6, and it's a grounder to second base. Scope will get that. He'll take it over, toss it over, and that is 1 out. 1 down, and now J.D. Martinez, and he will bat. He is 1 for 2, a single and 2 walks. Dwayne Martz joins us here at Comerica Park. Britton will go ahead and pitch to J.D. Fans here hoping for a hit. Britton, 3-6, range play. Martinez, 1-4, fly ball, left field, ball is hit to Steve Pearce. His range is a 2. He's got it, makes the catch with a 1, 2 down. As Zach Britton gets some big-time defense there, as Steve Pearce goes ahead and makes the play. 2 away, and now the last chance for the Tigers is Justin Upton. Upton is 0 for 3 with a walk. He will bat. He's got good home run power. They will let him go up against Britton. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Orioles lead 4-3. A good game here. Tigers trying to stay above 500. Orioles trying to get back to second place with the Blue Jays. And here it comes the big time pitch. Britton, 1-3, wild pitch, ball 1. They'll do it again. Britton will try again. Britton, 4-4. That is at the park. Wow. No strikeout ratings off of Britton's card at all. It now goes to Comerica Park. Comerica Park. A 6-4. And that ball is hit to right field against. Ball is hit to right field. That is a 3, and that will be a base hit. That'll be a single for Upton as he hits a single into right, and Upton holds it first, and the game is not over yet. Now the batter is Saltalamacchia, but we will have a pinch hitter for him. So Saltalamacchia will come out, and this is the ninth inning, so anybody can come up to bat. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to use a ringer card because that's what I can do here in the ninth inning. Coming on to bat for the Detroit Tigers is going to be John Hicks. A 500 average, no RBIs, no homers. He only had 2 at-bats. And it's going to be one of them here. So John Hicks is going to get a chance here to try to get the Tigers a tie game or ahead, Britton will pitch to Hicks. Britton knows he's got to go ahead at Hicks. This is going to be very interesting how this works. John Hicks will go up against Britton here. Upton on it first, 2 outs, 4-3 Orioles. Fans hoping for a big hit from this new kid. He had 2 at-bats. I'm actually surprised he carded him. But 2 at-bats, and he will do it. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 10. Upton on it first. Zach Britton goes ahead, and he will make the pitch. Britton, 6-1, strikeout 1, but Hicks is a 0, so not happening. Hicks gets the swing. 2-1, and it's a double into center field. That'll be a double for Hicks. Upton, base running rating of 3. Double with 2 outs becomes a 4. Double to center, +1. A 1-5. He will score. Tie game. Stadium cheers. Yay! John Hicks gets that big-time double. This game is tied at 4. So Hicks comes in there at second base, and Britton blows the save. And now he's tired, and the batter is Eric Ibar, and that's going to be it for Britton, because if he hits a fatigue result, this game is over. So Britton's going to come out of the game, and we'll see a new batter. It's going to be a righty against Ibar. And coming on to pitch for the Orioles is going to be Vance Worley. 2 wins, 2 losses, a save, a 3.53 ERA. Worley will now be the 6th pitcher. And he will bat. The winning run, of course, is at second base. And will we see a pinch hitter for Ibar is the question. Let's see. He is at third. And the new catcher for the Tigers is going to be James McCann. He'll take over at catcher. Well, let's see. Do I want to make a pinch hitter for Ibar? Do I want to let him bat? Let's see. Ibar, actually, you know what? He is... We're going to take him out of the game only because of the range. That's going to be it for Eric Ibar. They'll take him out. And coming on to pinch hit for the Tigers is going to be Andrew Romine. 236 average, 2 homers, 16 RBIs. Romine will take over at third as well. He is much better at that position than Ibar is. So we will make a slight adjustment. And, of course, Saltalamacchia is now out. So now McCann will take over at third. And take over at catcher. And Romine will now take over at third. And McCann is a little better than Saltalamacchia as well. So timeout there. 5-2-7 -2. So now Andrew Romine will now pinch hit against Worley. The winning run is at second base. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. The Tigers tie it up with a big-time double by John Hicks. So he goes ahead. I mean, he got a 500 average. He carded him, so I'm allowed to use him, so I don't know what the problem is. 9th inning, you guys are saying maybe rigged. I said, hey, look, in the 9th inning, you can bring in anybody. 9th inning or later, I bring in anybody I want. Worley, you are trying to win just like, what is it? Just like, what was it? What did he say that? Hello, you play to win the game. Hicks on at second. Worley on the mound. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 19. Romine is not bunting. He's swinging. Hicks on at second. Worley with the pitch. 3-6. That is at the park. Comerica Park. Does Romine get a hit? Comerica Park 3-1. And it's a fly ball to left field. Getting over there is Pierce. He will go ahead and make the catch, and we have free baseball. Free baseball here. Get your free baseball. 1 run on 2 hits. An RBI double by John Hicks. But we're tied at 4 after 9. That's the one rule I use in these games. If there's any, from the 8th inning before the 9th inning, any pinch hitters I bring in really should have the most at bats concerning the handedness. But 9th inning, you can bring in anybody you want. Top of the 10th, tied at 4. Jonathan Scope will lead off for the Orioles. He is 1 for 4. Kyle Ryan will come out of the game. Tigers will go to the bullpen. 2 righties and a lefty coming up. And coming on to pitch for the Tigers, let's see, we're in extras, so now it doesn't matter who handed this here. So 4-1-4-3-5-1. I think I save. Do I bring in K-Rod? Yeah, now you do. Coming to pitch in for the Tigers, they're going to go ahead and bring in K-Rod. Francisco Rodriguez should be in the Hall of Fame. 3 wins, 4 losses, 44 saves, a 3.24 ERA. You're going to bring in K-Rod to go ahead and pitch now. He can pitch to 4. If you're going to put in Billy Wagner, who should be put in the Hall of Fame, K-Rod's got to go right after him. Top of the 10th, tied at 4. Rodriguez will pitch to Scope. K-Rod, 6-6 against the righty. It's a blank. Scope, 1-1. That's a fly out the left. And getting over there will be Upton. And he will make the catch for out number 1. We are in extra innings, but ghost runners are not activated, not until a pitcher comes in with no relief appearances. Machado is up next, and he's 1 for 4. K-Rod sets up with the pitch. K-Rod, 3-4, strikeout 8, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is a K for K-Rod. 2 away. And now the batter is Davis. And Davis is 0 for 4, but you kind of think he's due. 2 men down, top of the 10th, tied at 4. Rodriguez will go ahead and pitch. Rodriguez, 5-5, against the lefty. Home run result against the righty. Davis needs an 18. That's a 1. I don't know. That ball got hit in Detroit. I don't know which way that stadium faces. But I think that ball may have landed in Milwaukee or something. Kaboom! That ball is high! That ball is deep! And that ball is gone! Home run! Chris Davis! The Orioles retake the lead! Stadium barfs. Blech. Against the lefties, a home run result. Davis needed an 18. That was a 1. He absolutely obliterated that ball. It's 5-4 Orioles. You kind of think the game maybe just punished me for bringing in the ringer. You think maybe the dice just punished me for doing that? You think the dice maybe just got back at me for bringing in John Hicks? You think maybe it just did? Here's Trumbo. Trumbo is 2 for 4, a single and a home run. K-Rod pitched one right over the plate, and Davis sent that ball from Detroit, probably wound up in Chuck Rollins' area of Ann Arbor. Maybe they need to check the big house. I think, Chuck, they need to check the big house. There may be a baseball somewhere in the middle of that field. Rodriguez will pitch a Trumbo. Rodriguez 4-1 against the righty. Strikeout plus. That 17 will get Trumbo, and that'll retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit. A solo bomb by Chris Davis hit in Comerica Park and landed somewhere in Ann Arbor. We go to the bottom of the 10th, 5-4. Jose Iglesias, he's going to lead off. Vance Worley can still pitch. The question is, do the Orioles have anybody to really close the game out now that they actually do? They actually do have someone that can close the game out, and this is the 10th inning, so I can bring in anybody. But let's see, you got a righty, and a righty. Well, I got to do the same thing for the Orioles that I did for the Tigers. Vance Worley's going to come out of the game, and coming on to pitch for the Orioles is going to be Donnie Hart. No wins, no losses, no saves, but an 0.49 ERA, and he did have 22 appearances. So Donnie Hart's going to come on here, a lefty against 3 righties, and try to close the game out. Jose Iglesias will lead off. The Orioles are going to go against the grain here, have a lefty against 3 righties. But Donnie Hart with an 0.49 ERA, that's a ringer card for a pitcher. Let's see what happens. Hart will pitch. Hart, 2-2, wild pitch, ball 1. Hart, 3-6, hit by pitch, 16, nope, that's high. Iglesias, 2-1, fly ball center field. And Jones will go ahead and get to it for out number 1. By the way, this is a Game of the Year candidate since we had 9th inning magic. Next up is Kinsler. Kinsler is 0 for 4 with a walk. Hart will go ahead and pitch. Hart, 2-6, strikeout 4, swing and a miss, struck him out. And now the Tigers are down to their last guy, and that is going to be Cameron Maybin. Maybin is 1 for 5. 2 outs here, bottom of the 10th. 5-4 Orioles, a heck of a game. And now Donnie Hart trying to close the game out. Maybin sets up, and Hart will pitch. Hart, 1-6, strikeout. The 17 is high. Maybin, 1-6, and a line drive right to Hart. Hart puts up his glove. Pow! Ball goes right into it. That's your game. Orioles will beat the Tigers tonight, 5-4 in 10. Stadium groans. A victor, nothing across for the Tigers as the Orioles will get a 5-4 victory here in 10 innings. Big win for the Orioles. Went back and forth most of the game. A good ball game, actually. And well done here at Comerica Park, but the Tigers will come up a little short as the Orioles, they'll win, and they'll go to 77-64. The Tigers drop to 76-65. But all the Tigers really got to do is just get over 81, get to 82 wins, and they should make the postseason. Very exciting game tonight. Final line score coming up. For the Orioles, 5 runs on 10 hits and no errors. For the Tigers, 4 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher is Vance Worley. He'll go ahead and get the win. K-Rod, unfortunately, will take the loss. And Donnie Hart, he'll get a save, even though he didn't have one that year. But, oh well, that's why you play the games. A big victory for the Orioles tonight over the Tigers. The Orioles will now go to... They'll now go to 4-2 on the board, and the Tigers, that is their first loss on the board. They dropped to 5-1, but we are not done yet. Exciting 10-minute ticker coming right up. Do you guys really have a problem that I went ahead and let that guy bat? He's available. I mean, I don't know. How many... You know, I understand he bid with that kind of card was probably pretty much an automatic hit. I mean, does anybody really have a problem I let the guy bat? If it was before the 9th inning, no, he would not have batted. But 9th inning or later, yeah, you should be able to bring in anybody you want. That's just my house rule, though. He could have batted any time. But, you know, I mean, does anybody really have an issue with that? That I brought in a guy like that to hit. I just don't think I just really don't think there's a problem. If the player was on the roster at that time, why not? My rules for batters is simple. You couldn't care less personally. That's fine. Like I said, I know there's just some people that just say, "Oh, you should have brought that guy up there. He had almost an awesome." I say, I understand that, I get that, but he was available, right? He was on the roster, and he would not have batted anything before the ninth inning. Usually, I go by the most at bats. That's how I usually do it. I mean, anybody, like Baseball Demo says, play the game you want, the way you choose to play it. And he is 100% right, by the way. It is time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Orioles will take a 5-4 win over the Tigers. We got 3 big days right now of baseball to go through. Let's see what happens. Texas and the Angels. Rangers 13-16, and that is 3. Angels 8-12, and that's 1. And that's another win for the Rangers as they go ahead and they get closer to clinching the AL West. Kansas City and the White Sox. Kansas City 14-14, that is 2. White Sox 10-26. And that's 3. It's a win for the Pale Hose. Cubs and the Astros. The Astros are 3 back of the Mariners, but they are under 500. If the Cubs win this game, they'll clinch a tie for a playoff berth. Cubs 10-66. Yep, they're going to win. That's 10. Astros 5-15, and that is 1. And the Cubs will win that ball game. They've now clinched a tie for a playoff berth. Now depends on what Pittsburgh does. Cleveland at Minnesota. Indians 16-26, and that is 4. Twins 10-32, and that is also 4. They will tie. Cleveland rolls a 4, plus 1 is 5. Minnesota rolls a 3, minus 2 is 1. That is a victory for the Indians, and they will stretch their lead over the Tigers now by 10. Tampa Bay and the Yankees. The Yankees are at 500, 70-70. Rays 451, and that is 4. Yankees 835, and that is also 4. Extra innings. The Rays, Tampa Bay rolls a 5, minus 4 is 1. Yankees roll a 4, plus 2 is 6, and the Yankees are back above 500. Seattle at Oakland. The Mariners are only 1 game. The Mariners are only 1 game above 500. Need to stay above 500, and a win here gets them further away from the Astros. Mariners 10-55. They're not going to get it because that's going to be a 6. Because Oakland 666 is a 9, and that will be a win for the Athletics. The Mariners stay 3 ahead. Boston at Toronto. The Red Sox have a 6-game lead over the Blue Jays for first place. Boston 11-54, and that is 6. Toronto 11-23, and that is 3. And the Red Sox get closer to winning that division. And with the Toronto loss, once again, Toronto and Baltimore are tied for second. Giants and the Diamondbacks. Giants 13-34, and that is 5. Diamondbacks 5-16, and that is 1. And that's a win for the G-Men. Mets and the Braves. The Mets have a 3-game lead on the Marlins for second. They came all the way back from about as far as 6 games back and have now taken second place. But the Mets still got to continue to win games. Mets 14-31, and that is 4. Braves 5-24, and that is 2. And the Mets will get a happy recap. Dodgers and the Marlins. The Dodgers trying to stay with the G-Men. Marlins now have a chance of dropping 4 back of the Mets. Big game here, Dodgers and the Marlins. Dodgers 962, and that is 7. Marlins minus 226, that is 1, and the Dodgers will win, and the Mets now have a 4-game lead on the Marlins for second. The Marlins collapse is occurring. Reds and the Pirates. The Pirates now have a 5.5-game lead on the Cardinals for second. Reds 15-43, and that is 6. Pirates 16-54, and that is 7. And the Pirates will get the win. Rockies and the Padres. Rockies 15-54, and that is 7. Padres 12-13, that is 2. A win for the Rockies. Milwaukee and the Cardinals. The Cardinals have now dropped a little bit. With the Pirates win, the Cardinals need to win this game to stay with them. Brewers 9-55, and that is 6. Cardinals 11-16, and that is 2. And now it's a 6.5-game lead for the Pirates in second place in the NL Central. Philadelphia and the Nationals. The Nationals lead the Mets by 10 games. I don't think they're going to catch them. Philadelphia 1-14, that is 0. Nationals 10-32, that is 4. And that will be another victory for the Nationals. On to September 11th. Rest in peace, all who died on September 11th, 2001, as I always like to state when I get to that date. But never forget. Rangers and the Angels. Rangers 12-23, and that is 3. Angels 9-26, and that is also 3. They will tie extra innings. Texas rolls a 2, plus 6 is 8. Angels roll a 2, minus 3, never mind. That will be a victory for the Rangers. Kansas City and the White Sox. Royals 4-55, and that is 5. White Sox 4-34, and that is 3. And that is a victory for the Royals. Baltimore at Detroit. The Orioles just won tonight. Can they win another one? Orioles 6-53, and that is 5. Tigers 6-26, and that is 3. And the Orioles will win again. Cubs and the Astros. Every loss right now by the Astros puts them deeper and deeper in a big hole. Cubs 11-61, and that is 7. Astros 5-61, and that is 6. That is a win for the Cubs, and the Cubs will be the first team in the 2016 replay to clinch a playoff berth. They have not clinched the division yet. Cleveland at Minnesota. Cleveland 22-51, and that is 8. Twins 5-23, and that is 2, and that's a victory for the Indians. Tampa Bay and the Yankees. Tampa Bay 8-62, that is 7. Yankees 8-54, and that is 6. And that's a win for the Rays. Yankees back to 500. They're pretty much out of it. Seattle at Oakland. Seattle 16-55, and that is 8. Oakland 7-14, that is 1. That's a victory for the Mariners, and they are now going to have a 4-game lead on the Astros over second place. Boston at Toronto. With the Orioles win, a Toronto loss puts Baltimore in second. Boston 11-55, that is 7. Blue Jays 12-35, and that is 4. And now the Orioles are now in second place in the American League East, where meanwhile the Red Sox get closer to winning that division. San Francisco at Arizona. San Francisco 11-21, that is 2. Diamondbacks 9-22, that is 2. Extra innings. Giants roll a 1. And minus 1 is 0. Arizona a 4, plus 0 is 4. And Arizona will beat the Giants. Mets and the Braves. Mets now have a 4-game lead, but still can't rest. If you're the Mets, you want to get as many games as possible. You would like to see if you can avoid being the number 6 seed. If you could be the 5, you can host the games. So Mets goes against Atlanta. Mets 1361, and that is 8. Braves 0-52, and that is 3. And another happy recap for the Mets, as the Mets, just as they did historically in 2016, are making that push to get into the postseason. Dodgers and the Marlins. Another loss here by the Marlins puts them 5 back. Dodgers 18-44, and that is 7. Marlins 442, and that is 3. And that is a win for the Dodgers. They gain a game on the Giants, but the Mets now lead by 5. Reds and the Pirates. Pirates, they're not going to catch the Cubs. They just want to win games and get into the postseason. Reds 12-61, and that is 7. Pirates 10-53, and that is 6. That game belongs to the Reds. Rockies and the Padres. Rockies 18-16, and that is 3. Padres 12-46, and that is 6. That is a win for the Friars. Milwaukee and the Cardinals. With the Pirates losing, the Cardinals really need this game to try to get closer. Milwaukee 13-66. It's not happening. That's 11. Cardinals 9-51. That is 5. And the Cardinals waste an opportunity to get closer. Philadelphia and the Nationals. Philly 7-11. That's 0. Nationals 17-61. That is 9. And the Nationals are getting very close to wrapping up the NL East. On to September 12th. Seattle and the Angels. Mariners 621, that is 2. Angels 735, and that is 3. And that is a loss for the Mariners. That's a bad loss. You don't want to lose any games. You're very close to 500. Baltimore at Boston. Big series there between the two. The Orioles trying to stay in second. Boston trying to wrap up the division. Baltimore 841, and that is 4. Red Sox 1761, and that is 9. And all the Red Sox are doing is winning. Cleveland and the White Sox. Cleveland 835, and that is 4. White Sox 655, and that is 5. That is a win for the White Sox, which means Cleveland, right now, Cleveland is the number 1 seed at the moment in the American League, but Boston is right behind them. Minnesota at Detroit. A chance for the Tigers to try to get a win. Minnesota 945, and that is 5. Tigers 934. Not a good night. That is 4, and the Tigers get swept. 3 games tonight. Rangers and the Astros. Pretty much the Rangers can put a nail in the coffin in this series against the Astros. Rangers 12-36, and that is 5. Astros 11-12, that is 1. That is a win for the Rangers, and the Astros now drop to 68-76 as they get swept tonight. Oakland at Kansas City. Oakland 10-34, and that is 4. Royals 17-52, and that is 7, and that is a win for the Royals. Dodgers and the Yankees. It's too bad I can't do this game because the Yankees are not figuring in the postseason. I would love to do a game between the Dodgers and the Yankees, but Dodgers 8-15, and that is 2. Yankees 17-33, and that is 5. The Yankees will beat the Dodgers. Dodgers not really cutting it late in the season. The Dodgers are lucky they got out to a good start because they need to hold on. Tampa Bay at Toronto. With the Orioles losing, Toronto a chance to tie for second again. Rays 7-23, and that is 2. Blue Jays 8-24. That is 3, and the Blue Jays once again will be tied with the Orioles. Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Rockies 20-44, that is 7. D-backs 11-46, And that's 5. That is a win for the Rockies. Marlins and the Braves. Marlins getting beaten up late here in the season. Again, the Mets still need the Marlins to lose. Marlins 954, and that is 6. Atlanta 1264, and that is 9. And the Braves will beat the Marlins, and the Marlins lose another game. And the Marlins have dropped to 500. Milwaukee and Cincinnati. Brewers 1326, and that is 4. Reds 1063. That game is an 8, and that game belongs to the Reds. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Pirates got to beat a team you should beat. Pirates 955. They will. That is going to be 6. Philly 611. That is 0. A win for the Bucks. Padres and the Giants. Giants trying to stay ahead of the Dodgers. Padres 562. That is 6. Giants 826. And that is 3. And that is a victory for the Padres. But the Dodgers lost earlier, so they did not gain any ground. Cubs and the Cardinals. I was thinking about doing this game as well, but right now the Cardinals are too far away for me to really match up here. Cubs and the Cardinals. Cubs 13-16, and that is 3. Cardinals 4-15, and that is 1. And the Cubs, all the Cubs are doing is win, and by the way, they are winning. Mets and the Nationals, we have these two tomorrow. Wacky game that was apparently here, 19 versus 25. Mets and the Nationals. With the Marlins losing, the Mets can take a 6-game lead on the Marlins now. Mets, 1945. They're not going to do it because that's going to be 7. But the Nationals are 25-61, and that is 11. And the Nationals beat the Mets, and they cannot get any further. But they're looking pretty good right now here in the middle of the pennant race. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow will be September 13th. We will be at Nationals Park as the New York Mets will take on the Washington Nationals. Noah Syndergaard will go for the Mets, and A.J. Cole will go for the Nationals. Nationals trying to close out the National League East. The Mets trying to distance themselves against them over the Marlins to make the postseason. A very important matchup tomorrow night. Mets and the Nationals. Syndergaard and Cole. Be there or be square. Doug Hunt, Brian Patterson, Scooney 007, Steeler fan Chuck Rawlings, Carlos Yaz, and My Basement Media Productions, Doug Hunt, Philip Reynolds, Craig Scarborough, Dwayne Martz, and let's see here, Clee Baseball fan, and let's see, Baseball with the Demos, Michael Silva, the Architect, After Further Review with Steve Tower, David Vega, and Woodman 564. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out through the X-ray machines. Subscribe if you've not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. A big win for the Orioles over the Tigers. Still very close in the AL East for second place. Tigers just got to keep hitting a win, but a tough loss for them tonight as the Orioles win it in 10, 5-4. We'll see you guys tomorrow.